Hi there. This is just a quick video so you can understand Shotcut. I'm going to take you through everything in more detail later, but before we properly begin, I just want to show you the workflow of this software. So what you do is import your different files into Shotcut into the playlist, which is this area here. If you can't see the playlist, just click on this button at the top and it should open up. So in here we have the different files that we're using for this project. We can preview them by double-clicking, and we'll be able to view them in this window in the center.
Is there anything in the way of that one?
If it's a video file, we'll be able to see it, but if it's an audio file, we'll only be able to hear it playing back. You can start or stop playback by hitting the spacebar. So then what we do is we drag these different clips onto our timeline. And with the timeline, we can arrange our clips to create our video. So one thing I need to mention now, this preview here will either play back what's on our timeline or what we have selected in the playlist. So if we want to play back what's in the playlist, just make sure you're on source mode. And if you want to play back what's on your timeline, you'll need to be in project mode. So just be aware of this when you're playing your video back. We can access a number of different windows by clicking on these tabs at the top here. So this means you can close any of the windows when you're not using them and reopen them later on. So for example, if I didn't want to see my playlist anymore, I can close it and allow more space for different windows. Something else you may notice is we have these little dots here. So with these, we can resize the different windows. So depending on what you're working on, you may want to resize these. If you have multiple monitors, this can be really useful as you can allow more space for your preview or for your timeline. So the different tabs that we can open up are here. Firstly, we have the peak meter, and this just tells us how loud our audio signal is. Next, we have properties. If I just drag this up so we can see more of it, we're able to see different information about the file that is selected. So for example, I can see the resolution of my video or look at some audio details. Next, we have recent. So this allows you to access any files that you've used recently in Shotcut. For example, there are video files, exports, and Shotcut projects. Next, we have our playlist, which I've already shown you. Then we have the timeline. So if you ever close your timeline, you could just reopen it up here. Then we have our filters. So in here, you can add, remove, and make changes to your different filters. So as you can see here, we've got all of our different video and audio filters. Next, we have keyframes. And in this window, you can make changes to filters or effects over time. Over here, we have history, and this allows you to see any of your undo history. So if you've made lots of changes in your project and you want to go back a number of steps, you can do so quickly using this window. Next is export. So in here, we have all our different export settings for when you finished your video. And finally, we have jobs. So this just shows you anything that Shotcut is working on. For example, when I export a file, I'll be able to see the progress in this window. So that's all the main windows in Shotcut. As video editing can get quite complicated, it's really useful to be able to close the different windows that you're not using. Having this flexibility is really useful as you can move the different windows around to suit your workflow. So just a quick recap on how the software works. In the playlist, we store the different files that we're using to create our video. Then we can edit and arrange these different clips down in the timeline. So that's just a quick overview of how this software works. Over the next videos, I'll start taking you through step by step how to create your own videos within the software. Thanks for watching.